Sorry for the
Man, I think 10:30 is the latest we ever got started. On the Emos to Witness show. Hello, America, we're back. Emos to Witness is live again every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I shouldn't even say 10 to 11 anymore. I mean, that shit just does not apply to this show. I'm going to say you can catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10:05 to 10:07 to 10:08 to 10:15 to 10:25. And today, 10:38 to maybe 11 something. You know, I got to get my life together, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to bring you the news, the politics, and all the big issues of the day. It's a Freestyle Friday, so it's going to be a little loose today. We're going to jump all around. We're going to hop on a lot of new issues, a lot of immigration talk, a lot of COVID talk, a lot of politics, though. I want to get into that as well. So, like I said, I'm downtown at 120 East Market Street with two of the hottest engineers and producers in the game, Malik and Wyatt at Wave One Media. So let's get into it. Malik, let's drop down this background music. Let's get that going. Let me get my thoughts together real quick, man. Jeez, I don't know if I even did all my social media. This is how this shit, creating a show is not easy. You know, like I said, I keep thinking I'm on time and I'm not, and I'm look up and it's like, damn, the show starts in like 15 minutes allegedly. So I don't even know. Let me see, hold on. Sometimes my equipment's working, sometimes it's not. Let me get this keyboard out the way. See, this is a live show, y'all. This is how it goes. A live show. I may talk shit for like 10 minutes before I even get into the news. I do got a lot to talk about. But like I said, we gotta make sure our equipment's right. We can't just hop in and, let me see, cancel, open, cancel, save as, all that bullshit. So let me make sure you guys, first of all, out there in Facebook land, have the link. And I think you do. I was playing my boys over at Twitter. You know, I gotta be nice to big tech right now because I'm trying to get my shit right. So, but I'm still on your asses though, all your censorship. But let me get this updated real quick. And I wanted to get into news of the day. But before I get into news of the day, you know, I think I'm becoming more desensitized with death and with killings, with crime, with murder. Like it rubs off my back. Like it doesn't even faze me anymore. Like, you know, today is Friday, 30th. Man, like a week ago, Malik, I didn't even tell you guys this. You know, my neighbor murdered somebody a week ago. And I didn't even bring that shit. Like it was like pouring cereal, like pouring milk in cereal. Like okay, whatever. Check the mail.
Was he? What? You gotta break that down.
Yeah, let me give you a little background because you like.
Well, did he murder somebody or did he allegedly murder somebody?
I'm talking about boys in the hood shit. 2:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the afternoon. Kids coming home from school, walk up to a car, empty the clip.
Okay, well, this is also alleged though.
No, not at all. Check the news. 39th and Butler. Let me give you a little backdrop, you guys. Okay, you know, me and my wife.
So he's already been charged?
I don't know, but the neighbors are expecting retaliation. So let me tell you that. But let me give you a little background on what's going on, you guys. Like, I moved from Detroit, Michigan, you know, in my family, my father-in-law owns some rental properties. And, you know, to, say somebody, we decided to stay in one of the rental properties to kind of save money, you know, as we build up to buy our house, you know, as we get our career transitioning to a new state, you know, moving back home. You know, families do that sometimes. So, you know, we're staying, you know, it's in a seedy neighborhood, okay? You know, these rental properties aren't in the best areas, but, you know, you take that chance. That's a risk you take, I guess, right? And my father-in-law is the landlord. So I've been there for about a year now, Malik, man. And it's been kind of like, you know, my car been broken into. I lost a stereo, you know, in my Impala. But, you know, yeah, just last week, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why I did not bring this up on the show earlier or I didn't tell you guys. You can fact check this shit. I'm not going to lie to you, America. Emos to Witness. Did I ever post that damn link on Facebook? I think I did. It's some fucked up shit. You know, like I said, I run up on tangents, you guys. And this show will get better. You know, one day, my 11 subscribers they're gonna appreciate me. They're gonna be like, damn, man, I remember when this dude first started with that ugly ass black mask. And now look at him. So, yeah, let me refresh this, because I don't think, and I'm going to have to do this immediately, guys. I will pause this killing story in order to do this, because it's important to me. Yeah, look at that weak ass. Look, I spell checked incorrectly. Everything, man. Look at that. Let me edit this post. Who says Bebe? I'd say Bebe. I said Bebe. We live, baby. So we live, y'all, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11. Let's be official. 10 to 11 a.m. We're live. Emos to Witness. Okay? The Field Show. Send up what the fuck I look like, okay? You subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, like me on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Website's coming soon. Okay? Now, I created this show because a lot of nonsense in politics, a lot of double talk, a lot of surprises, right? And we're tired of it. We're tired of mainstream manipulation. We're tired of double talk. We're tired of a two-tier justice system. Tired of attacks on our Constitution. I want to speak out about that and get you guys prepared for the upcoming election. But let me get back to my killing story. So yeah, man, like about 2:30 in the afternoon, I think it was like 39th and Butler. There's a lot of killings in the city. There's been a lot of deaths. And man, like I said, I came home for like afternoon like snack, and there was police caution tape all over the neighborhood, all around my house. They let me come through. They let me pass. I get up to my neighbor. I pull up in my driveway. My neighbor next door is saying, "Yeah, I saw the whole thing." Your basic story, your baby mama drama. The old baby daddy fighting against the new baby daddy. You heard this story before. I'm sure you've seen it all every day, Malik. I mean, the new baby daddy sitting on the hood of the car in the driveway, won't leave. Baby mama calls up the new baby daddy. The new baby daddy pulls up in the Caprice on the side of the alley, like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. I mean, I'm talking about, dude, like, you could have filmed a great little scene. It was epic. Dude got out.
Wait, so you were here or no? Are you? Retelling the story.
I'm retelling the story from the neighbor's perspective. I probably pulled up 10 minutes.
Was this a woman?
No, these are two dudes. These are two.
Women will lie and make it sound.
No. This is a woman that told me the story, and then she was validated. Look, I'm gonna tell you how when I walked in. I pulled up. Police caution tape is all around my house and my neighbor's house. The police haven't let me through. The cameraman is out. Channel 8 News is out there with the camera. The neighbor is telling me what happened. And then as she's telling me what happened, the sister of the dead dude who's in the car, dead, runs up and is crying and grabbing the police officer and crying, that's my brother, you bitches. And she grabs her phone, pulls her phone out. She's talking on the phone. They got him. So I was in that movie scene. That's a movie scene right there when the family member runs up. That's fresh, man. That's like fresh. That's a fresh kill. So that's where I pulled up. That's when I'm in the middle. So I'm having a lot of evidence. The cops are playing their role. So it looks real. It's very real. You know what I mean? I'm looking, man. If you go look at the news, it says 39th and Butler. Dude, my address is 3894 Butler. That's how close my shit was.
I don't think you want to dox yourself, my guy.
Yeah, but that's why the mask is on. I'm hit and miss with this trying to cover my privacy shit. I know. But hopefully, like I said, my 11 subscribers are hopefully they're cool with it. They're cool with my positions. And Emos to Witness Live. Like I said, I'm here. I'm referee, your guide. I'm not trying to steer you one way or the other. I'm trying to get through these articles, these issues together, find out what the truth is, find out what leaders and politicians are in our corner, and look back at these past investigations, these past elections, man. See if we can get some integrity back. Okay, that's what I'm about in this show. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday live. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my life every now and again without giving you any privacy if I can. But in this situation, I just feel like, man, like I've been desensitized to death, man. Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna check the mail. I'm gonna check them. Let the dog out. I mean, can you imagine that shit? Like the news is broadcasting his live death, and the nigga in the back is walking his dog and making fucking hamburgers and shit on the grill. That was what I was doing the whole time. You can see my car in the news shot, man. My wife was telling me, I was watching news last night. I saw the Mazda. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I forgot. I'm telling you, just 2 days ago, I was like, damn, baby, you remember somebody got killed yesterday? Like 2 days ago outside? It's like, yeah, we don't even talk about it. Like no one talks about it. I looked outside like the next morning, and it must be a fairy or some kind of like tooth fairy genie. They put I don't know who puts that damn bouquet on the phone booth, that cemetery bouquet of flowers, or next to the car, or right where the death happened. Who comes out and puts those funeral flowers out on the side of the highway after a car crash? I wonder if that's a service. That could be a service, man. That could be a business. Can you imagine that? Every like roadkill, you put like a little tulip next to the raccoon, or after the raccoon's gone, or if there's like a big like train crash, or like a train derailment, like a helicopter just flows by and just sprinkles roses all over the motherfucking train tracks. How do we make death more comfortable? I mean, obviously making it, we obviously making it very like desensitized to it, because I don't even care that someone got killed last week next door. I mean, I do care, but only when I drive past. Is that wrong, America? Do we need more guns or less guns?
Did you know the guy?
No, I didn't, man. I didn't. And like they have not been back to the house since. And, like I look at the house every day I drove by. Like no one's been back. It's like 3 cars in the driveway because apparently after the new baby daddy sprayed up the car and killed the guy in the car, the 2 girls left. Apparently she was hiding from the old baby dad. This is my dad telling me the story from his information when he talked to the cops. He's the landlord of the building. See what I'm saying? See how I got all the information? And I still didn't talk about it. I still didn't bring it up. But I mean, that was crazy. I mean, I just thought that maybe I would be more like solemn about it. And I'm more, like I said, I'm really out of the emotional aspects of like racism and death. I'm really analytical and trying to find the problem-solving solutions to these issues, you know? But what gets me, I know we talked about like, damn, why do people on death row stay on death row so long? They're on death row, they're on for like 20 years before they get a decision made if they're gonna die or not, or take action. Man, you know that dude was in the car for like 15 hours, man, before they actually pulled him out the car. So the dead dude was like I called my wife, like, yeah, they just took the car away. They just pulled dude out. And that shit happened like 2:30. They didn't pull him out the car till like 11. So it's like dead body was in the car for like that whole time. Well, why? I wonder why. Would that make you guys a little scary, a little nervous that the dead body's been in the car? You came home from work like about 6, and you're like, oh, about 20 yards away is a dead body in a car just chilling with a gun in his hand.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
You'd be kind of cool? Yeah. You probably make a lot of phone calls that night, huh? What you doing, man, chilling out the window? What's up? What's going on? Nothing, dead body. Anyway, what's up with you? But yeah, that's what's going on here in Indianapolis in the Midwest. You know, the killings still keep rolling. They're hitting a little closer to home. I'm gonna get into news. I'm gonna get into news on this Freestyle Friday, but I just want to let you guys know that crime is still, just watch it back, watch it 6. But I'm worried about we gotta start spreading more love, America, because right now I just don't feel it. Like I feel like it's normal to see that now, and it shouldn't be that way. I used to live in Detroit, Michigan, and I thought they was bad up there, but no, man, Indianapolis is fucking crime city. Just I don't know. My auto mechanic got stabbed to death in Detroit. And another one, I'm talking about like 2 blocks away. That's still owe them money for alternator service, man. How do you fix that? How do you, like him and his brother both own this auto shop down the street. And he was always nice. Like, oh, just pay me later, And they both got stabbed up and robbed. And this is a true story, man. I'm not making this up. This is like about 4 or 5 blocks from my house in Detroit. Back Avenue, okay? Kercheval. Shout out. And do you pay that back? Do you lay the $50 and some roses on the doorstep?
I'm not paying it back.
Yeah, see, I didn't pay it back. I'm not gonna lie.
How long ago is this?
Man, this is like 4 years ago.
Yep, don't pay it back.
Yeah, if you happen to, so let me tap into your conscience a little bit. If you read in the paper and you saw that he died and you actually saw information that led to you to be able to give them that money, would you do like, hey, anybody owe any past repair bills? Call this number. This is the system. We need funeral costs paid. We need it. You read that though. You read that. You read it. Would you ball that shit up and all right, tough for work?
You're talking about there's like a GoFundMe for his funeral.
There's 2. It's GoFundMe and there's a GoFundMe for all repairs that were not paid before death that we know about. Please send it through this. We put it in the paper for you to read it. Would you pay it back?
Depends on how much it costs and how much money I have on me. That's
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. Say it's Wednesday. You don't get paid till Friday. And say it's a $350 break service, and you got $275 in your account.
Oh hell no!
And there's a party coming up this Friday, and your bills are $900, and your check is $1,100.
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
I wouldn't. I
mean,
to be honest, I don't think I'd ever do it. If he died, I'll just be like, man, forget it.
Yeah. I mean, that's sad. That's kind of where we live in. But it's a fact. I mean, I would do the same thing, and that's the point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a society where we're trying to grow to that point. Where we say, I'm gonna pay that bill back. I mean, sometimes we get the wallet back. We see a lost wallet in the subway. We'll give it back. We'll pick through it first. Get the money out.
I'm not doing that.
You wouldn't. Well,
I'm not a thief.
because of the cameras. Oh, come on.
I'm not a thief, but I'm not like if a situation happens where I
Is
owe
that
somebody who died.
is that thief? What's the difference?
That
Are you
is
serious?
clearly a thief. If you find somebody's wallet,
Oh.
go through it.
You know the mechanic. Man, so you mean to tell me if you walking down the street and you see a wallet fat with 20s, you wouldn't take the 20s out and then throw the wallet in the storm drain or get the wallet to like Kroger?
I swear on my life, I wouldn't take a single. First off, I'd be scared to open it.
But
I'd only open it to like see their ID, to see their address.
You would keep $350 from a dead man that was stabbed next to his brother. You knew him.
Yeah.
You're right. Every time you break, you gotta think about that guy. Every time you break. But you don't know the wallet on the floor.
You're making a very solid point of like which is because at the end of the day, you're technically stealing in both situations.
Yes, and you know and one died. One needs it. Are you really stealing? Are you like to me? There's two categories. There's stealing and caught slipping. You drop your wallet, man. You caught slipping. If you get it back, man, that means you're lucky. But really, you got when you talk to your friends and they're like, man, what happened? What's wrong with you, man? Man, someone stole my. No, nobody stole your wallet. You were being careless and got caught slipping. Now you got to get all that stuff back. You got to go to license branch, you get all your IDs and all that. You know, I mean, technically, the dude that got stabbed got caught slipping, right? I mean, technically, did he lock the door? I don't want to go there. I'm sorry, America.
Speaking of caught slipping, it sounds like your neighbor got caught slipping.
Oh, Jesus, man, she did. I'm gonna there, because like I said, that's true, man. That's true. Maybe we should have a new category in stats called slipping stats. It might be able to separate some of this violence and how we analyze things, man. Like, we do need guns. We need guns because really, if you look at the stats, you divide in half. Half these motherfuckers got caught slipping. In today's news, 8 people died, but 5 got caught slipping. We'll talk about them later. In today's news, that's how they should do that shit. That's how they should do it. They should do it just like that. Therefore, you wouldn't feel so bad at home. You'd be like, oh man, 8 people died, man, but these niggas are dumb. You know what I'm saying?
What's caught slipping then technically? Because say they have a gun and I have a gun. Is caught slipping when like I don't have the time to pull it out, or is caught slipping if I don't have a gun?
Well, it's gonna be open to interpretation for anybody who reads a story. But now you create a third category. Then there's suicide. So there's caught slipping. There's your standard killings, and then there's your intentional ones where people commit suicide, things like that. So, but your caught slipping is man, it's like, and then that's caught slipping too. If you're walking down the street and you slip on some ice and you fall and crack your shit and you die, you got caught slipping. What kind of shoes were you? Look, man, this is survival of the fittest. What kind of shoes were you wearing? Were you walking fast? You know what I'm saying? Did you read the weather? Did you check the weather before that? All that stuff, man. You gotta be prepared. I actually took my degree is at Ball State.
Communication.
No, risk management, man. Communication, man. This show is horrible, man. You see how we're 40 minutes late on the start. No way, not communication. No, risk management, insurance, but managing risk, trying not to get caught slipping, So yeah, man, in all those situations, the mechanic got caught slipping. Yeah. The dude my neighbor got caught slipping. And I think the stats, based on those categories, man, the murder rate has just dropped like 50%. In my eyes. So don't get caught slipping up there, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Emos to Witness show, we always slipping, seems. But let's talk about the news. I guess we will get into news today on this Freestyle Friday. Wednesday I had left off. I didn't talk too much about politics. I had like a whole nother segment to talk about on Wednesday that kind of breeded into the profile of Stacey Abrams and all the corruption going on there. In my eyes, analyzing her history in the Democratic Party as a whole when it came to the whole voting process. And I want to say on that, man, because some things are heating up. Like I said, I wanted to, Biden gave a speech this past Wednesday to Congress, on his achievements and all his goals and some of the policies he wants to pass. Very dry, very boring. I don't even want to get into it, but it's a lot of the same. A lot of double talk. Like I said, a lot of that double talk. A lot of that empty promises. A lot of finessing, that's what this is all about. Like offering you token gestures that have a short-term impact, but yet just kind of it's like a drug shot. You know, you get that drug shot and you're like, oh wow, I want more, but you're satisfied in the meantime. He's keeping you happy. Why he and the Democratic Party are toying with you, kneeling you, and playing on your emotional strings with various different hot button cultural topics like racism and any kind of shootings, and even with the COVID. You know, as you guys may know, you know, I think yesterday, with this yesterday was a I first heard of a child death related to COVID. As of recent, that happened today in Indiana or yesterday. In Hawaii, another kid died of COVID, even though his parents were vaccinated and negative for the virus. So I mean, we just don't know. I mean, this thing to me is like the plague, man. It's like a biblical plague. Like you don't. I mean, remember last year they was telling us that, you know, when the weather warms up, it'll go away or get better. You know, now we do have some quality vaccines and we have some quality therapeutics, and we have you know, a lot of things to look up to. People are opening up. People are you know, I mean, there's even stories, articles from the CDC. They're reviewing the whole mask mandate. We need to wear masks outdoors. But then again, like I said, you see the other side. You see some more deaths. You see the numbers rising. So what do you do, man? It's just like it's hit or miss. It's like it's just touching everybody, you know, selectively even in some cases. So you kind of like wonder, what is this all about? So, you know, I look at, you know, in addition to my own personal beliefs and, you know, my own nut job conspiracy theories or any kind of angles that I may read upon that kind of have me hesitant on this. You know, I look at everything and I say, you know, the whole year, even in 2020, I've been pretty healthy. I mean, I haven't, you know, knock on wood, I have not been sick. You know, I have not, you know, I mean, other than my usual allergies, you know, I don't even, I mean, I just kind of been, you know, chilling with my, you know, my shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking right, eating good. I mean, not eating right, I'm eating good. You know, like I said, we're also monitoring that, right? Witnesses, we're monitoring Emos's weight loss as we go. You know, how's that working your ass? It's not working too good. Not yet. So I'm going to Jamaica, like I said. You guys got to hold me to hold my feet to the fire. Yeah, I'm going to Jamaica in like 3 months. So I got to do something pretty fast. So we're going to do a neck check. We're always going to be checking my neck, my jugular, my turkey neck. We're going to see how far that goes down over the next few months, as well as my belly. So we're monitoring those things. I'm open book, man. I don't, hey, I'll tell you about myself. I don't care. You know, like I said, laugh at myself. You know, it's all about improvement, and we want to improve this country. We want to improve the strengthening of the barriers around our Constitution. We want to keep our voter integrity in tight. We want to hold these politicians accountable, and that's what we're doing on the Must Win This Show, the Field Show, every 10 to 11 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're live doing this show, and we want to hold this Biden administration accountable. We want to identify the new young leaders. We want to try to do some changes if we can in our society. You know, bring about new leadership without this new innovation coming along. But you know, like I said, the Democrats, man, they're in power right now, and we gotta watch them closely, in my opinion. And you know, like I said, Biden gave a speech past Wednesday to Congress, identifying, detailing his policies. But what I want to hone in on is Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina, I believe, gave a nice rebuttal speech. And I want to play that. Can you go to that 728 mark where he is talking about, let's just play a little bit of this right here.
America comes together, we've made tremendous progress, but powerful forces want to pull us apart. 100 years ago, kids in classrooms were taught the color of their skin was their most important characteristic. And if they looked a certain way, they were inferior. Today, kids are being taught that the color of their skin defines them again. And if they look a certain way, they're an oppressor. From colleges to corporations to our culture, people are making money and gaining power by pretending we haven't made any progress at all, by doubling down on the divisions we've worked so hard to heal. You know this stuff is wrong. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Let's stop right there.
It's backwards.
You know, that's the kind of rhetoric or kind of topic, kind of talk we need from our leaders, right? Plainly, directly, and factually stated facts. We're not. If anything, we're a country that is trying to overcome these things. We identified these issues decades ago, and we're trying to make change for the better. We're trying to hold truth to power. We're trying to avoid being manipulated from this topic, from this issue. You know, like I said, people pull on the heartstrings, people pull on the emotions. Our leaders pull on our emotions, mainly during election season. So what are they doing when it's not an election season? You know, nowadays, though, every single year is an election season. And everybody's campaigning. Everybody's jockeying for position. And that's what I'm about to show you today. You know, and Tim Scott is he's done, I watched him. He passed a lot of great bills. He's the one who wrote the bill funding body cams for police officers, and he also has a lot of reform. I want to get to that a little bit in a minute, but that's the kind of speech we need. That's the kind of topic we need. We need to identify the fact that some politicians don't want to fix the issues. They want to play on the issues in order to play into your heartstrings to gain power. They want the medicine. They don't want the cure. You know, and I want to. Can you go real quick? Let's one part about this speech that two things I want to bring up. Let's go to the 11:28 mark. I want to mention that Tim Scott mentioned some of their accomplishments, but there's a point I want to make that kind of question. I want to question that.
Tear us apart. The American family deserves better, and we know what better looks like. Just before COVID, we had the most inclusive economy in my lifetime, the lowest unemployment rates ever recorded for African Americans, Hispanics, and Asians, and a 70-year low nearly for women. Wages were growing faster at the bottom than at the top. The bottom 25% saw their wages go up faster than the top 25%. That happened because Republicans focused on expanding opportunity for all Americans. In addition to that, we passed opportunity zones, criminal justice reform, and permanent funding for historically black colleges and universities for the first time ever. We fought the drug epidemic, rebuilt our military, and cut taxes for working families and single moms like the one that raised me. Our best future will not come.
Now, I wanted to bring that up. He mentioned all those accomplishments, and I watched his speech. I think I heard them mention the word Trump probably one time. Okay, now all those agendas that were successful the last 4 years were all championed and promoted by a campaign ran by Trump, a presidency ran by the Trump administration. That's fact. You got to question and wonder would the Republicans have actually done any of these policies if their president was not named Trump in the past 4 years. All those accomplishments they're touting is what I'm talking about, where they want to take the good things, the praise from the Trump administration, all the accomplishments, and they want to tout those things in their speeches. But they still have these establishment Republicans like the Susan Murkowskis and the Mitt Romneys and the Ben Sasses that want to pretty much keep the Republican Party, in a certain state, all while destroying the previous administration, not supporting them only in a sheepish manner, a wolf in sheep's clothing. So that, I don't necessarily, I mean, I do appreciate that speech from Tim Scott. I do appreciate all those accomplishments, but you got to give credit where credit is due. And you have to acknowledge that you won't get those things done in a new Republican administration if you don't tout those same policies that Trump championed. So you're going to need a nationalistic type of leader. You're going to need to continue to drain that swamp in that party. And, it's kind of scary because you don't know which way that party is going. If you look at this article, there's a poll saying 50% of Republicans, if you click on that, 50% of Republicans support the GOP over Trump. Okay? My battery's going to, look, see my phone. Okay, you're going to scroll down. I'm going to read from up there. My laptop wants to go ahead and start acting crazy again. But yeah, I mean, just kind of, like I said, 50% of Republicans said they support the Republican Party more than former President Trump. A new poll this past Tuesday by NBC. NBC, take for what it's worth. Why does it matter? The poll suggests that Trump's hold on voters may be slipping, though he continues to dominate his party's rhetoric, agenda, and fundraising. GOP supporters have not outnumbered Trump supporters in NBC national polls since 2019 in July. They found that 44% of the polled Republicans said they are greater Trump supporters than supporters of the GOP itself. NBC puts Trump's approval rating among adults at 32% favorable and 55% unfavorable, down from January's rating. So he's still getting negative polls, negative press, even though he's not in the really media spotlight anymore. It proves that he has a huge influence on this country, and you cannot negate that. You cannot ignore that. That on one side that either hates a family member who is supportive of a different leader, when they have 74 to 85 million people supporting themselves, and when you still have this kind of a attack in the press, you gotta respect that and listen to it. But what trips me out though, you look at this little methodology. Poll conducted April 17th through the 20th among 1,000 adults, just 1,000. 60% of whom only had a cell phone. Margin of error is 3%, or 3 points. So, you really can't take polls, seriously. You can take them as a measuring stick for what it's worth. But we saw, polls leading up to the 2020 election, how Biden was in the lead. Then we had a huge, just trend during the election day of Trump, and then Biden had this huge swirl, post-election, due to late ballots. And then you look at the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton was projected to win all year leading up to the election, and she lost in a landslide. So you really can't listen to the media mainstream. You really can listen to these polls. You have to, really do the research, really dig deep. And sometimes, if you even digging deep, you're getting manipulated. So you got to kind of watch out and get multiple sources. And that's why Emos to Witness is here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday live to bring you the news, different perspective, and bring you analysis that you may not see on a day-to-day basis. Let's hold these people accountable for their actions, for their past actions as well. Let's try to get some fresh leadership. Let's try to reduce these term limits. Let's try to introduce term limits. And let's just try to make the society better, But you look at this leadership, you look at Tim Scott, you look at like I said, I monitored his speech, and you kind of look at it, you're like, well, he didn't bring up Trump's name too much. Is that a trend that Republicans made a point to maybe try to start separating from Trump? Maybe they did a calculation. They said, by 2022 and 2024, he's going to probably be drowned out and irrelevant. Can Trump keep his influence, his sphere of influence? Can he keep our attention? Yeah, that's another challenge. But in the meantime, there is some room of optimism. There's days where I get pessimistic, and there's some days where I look, okay, there might be some fair and balance in politics in the future, because we do have a lot of great young leaders coming up in the Republican Party. That I do like to tout, or that I do like what they're doing as far as their pushback, and all the agendas going on in today's halls of Congress. I like the Ted Cruz's and the Matt Gaetz and the Tim Scotts and the Nikki Haley's and the South Carolina Governor Kristi Noem. They talk about this a little bit too in this article from about Mike Pence. Let's click on that, Mike Pence. So we know what's Mike Pence been up to lately. He reemerged recently. Now Trump is not a fan of his former vice president, as we know. Donald Trump wanted wanted Vice President Pence to not certify the election that he did anyway. So this article talks about what Pence is up to, and it's kind of cool because it kind of lets you know, a lot of people who follow politics on a daily basis, who really watch these things, want to know what other leaders who have influence, what they can do, what their plan is in the future, because they have a sway when it comes to electing and nominating a leader. And this is Mike Pence popping out his rabbit hole. In the final weeks of Donald Trump-like-Pence partnership were an unmitigated disaster. Pence, the fiercely loyal vice president, was ushered to safety in the halls of Congress after he refused his boss' wishes to not certify the election. For that act, Trump tweeted Pence lacked the courage to act, and pro-Trump crowd looting at the Capitol said, "Hang Mike Pence." Alleged, I guess, maybe. Just over 110 days later, Pence finally spoke in public, appearing before a crowd of evangelical conservatives at Palmetto Family Council's annual gala in Columbia, South Carolina on Thursday night. Now, I'm just going to summarize the article pretty much, but there's really no ill will with the conservative base in Mike Pence. The main reason Donald Trump selected him as his vice president because he held that sway, with the conservative base in the Republican Party, and he needed those votes, and he still does, even though Trump has a strong approval rating amongst conservatives still. It's more likely, and it's in his best interest to select a new, young, hot, fresh VP when he runs in 2024. And it looks like here the Pence won't be any trouble. He won't be someone who would be divisive or someone who would probably go against something like that. I think he knew he fucked up, but he did what was in his best interest. I think that he didn't want to cause more national turmoil. I think he made the right decision, honestly. Like I said, the reason why Trump lost that 2020 election not only was it because of the manipulation before and after the election by the Democratic apparatus and the media, in addition to him losing parties, that he fumbled that whole Capitol riot game. You know, he spoke too much about that. Even though he spoke peacefully about having a peaceful protest, they opened the doors for the Democrats who played the best game politically to make this about Trump, to blame it on Trump. And it worked so well that it caused him to be censored up to this point. And he's still trying to get his mouthpiece back today. But, you know, in Pence's situation, Pence is so hated by America nationally because of he just doesn't poll very well. I mean, look at, I don't know if it's the short white hair, the cadence of his speech. A lot of people in the Midwest may kind of view him as kind of being like a little bit of a racist, and a lot of people don't like his conservative views and how traditional he is. But I think, you know, that evangelical base, that connection there is where his power is, and that's where, you know, Trump can have a partner, if you will. Like I said, they're not they're not enemies, but they're not friends either. They're cordial now. Something did change after January 6th, but at the same time, Pence is back, and he gave a speech recently, and he's looking to get back into the political spectrum. And I think that you know, in this speech right here, he touted a lot of pro-Trump policy, a lot of accomplishments they made in the short 4 years. So it shows you where his loyalty still lies with the president. So that's good to hear. But, you know, like I said, Trump is still fighting battles. You look at this article here about, you know, Trump and Liz Cheney right next to it. If you click on that, again, he has to keep, like I said, Trump, you know, he's cleaned up his party. You know, when you see articles that show 50% of Republicans are not supporting the GOP, when you see, you know, Mike Pence, you know, laying his loyalties, you still got to kind of watch that because he's still establishment. You know, you still have the youth of the Democratic Party, the fighters. You still have the Ted Cruz's and like I said, you have the Matt Gaetz, even though he's under a lot of heat right now, right, with his allegations of sex with a teenage girl, and we're gonna talk about that as well. Did I put? Yeah, that's up there. Okay, good. So, like I said, this is like the regular season of politics. You know, you got the regular season, and you got the playoffs, right, in basketball. So, like in politics, you got you know, you're playing these games and you're trying to take out the best player. You're trying to take out these players, right? So Matt Gaetz, so any kind of young leader, like you might see Tim Scott one day get attacked. You know, you might see, I mean, you already see Ocasio-Cortez getting attacked. You see these young leaders because they have a lot of influence. They're doing something right. So if you can take them out early, where they can't, you know, be powerful in the future, you want to try to do that. So any kind of things you can do to get them out of power, any kind of allegation, any kind of media salacious content you can bring to our attention so we won't vote for them, they're going to do that. So Matt Gaetz is one that I want to show. You know, Ron DeSantis is another one that's another influential Republican leader, governor of Florida, who actually might be the next vice president nominee. People like what he's doing down there. But you got establishment Republicans. Like I said, here's one, Liz Cheney. You know, she's a daughter of former Vice President Cheney. What's his first name? Hey, Ron Cheney. What's Cheney's first name?
I don't know who it is, but I think it's Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, yeah, Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. That's his name. Yeah, warmonger to the max. I mean, Bush administration, you guys know weapons of mass destruction, no weapons of mass destruction. You know, I thought she was a good Republican senator out of Wyoming. I thought she no, you know, she actually voted like 90% of the time on Trump policies and Trump bills. But, you know, she definitely the wolf in sheep's clothing. She definitely knows when to pull back and vote for the establishment realm of the politics, whether it be Democrat or Republican. And, you know, this is an article here, just Donald Trump, you know, hitting back at Liz Cheney, trying to keep her influence low. Because, you know, she is definitely someone who was eyeing to run for president in 2024. She has some good solid backgrounds and, you know, some good solid credentials, and she's a woman as well. So she is one that's capable of breaking that glass ceiling if anyone is. Donald Trump has hit out at GOP Republican Rep Liz Cheney, labeling her a warmongering fool who would embarrass her family if she runs for president. The former president used the statement sent out by the leadership PAC on Tuesday to attack Cheney, who has been a persistent critic of his in the recent months. Trump suggested that she is planning to drop out of her re-election race in Wyoming ahead of the potential presidential run in 2024. Liz Cheney is polling so low in Wyoming and has so little support, even from her Wyoming Republican Party, that she is looking for a way out of her congressional race. That would be amazing. That would be a testimony. Like I said, 2024 is very telling. We're gonna see if the country pushes back and gets some of these leaders who betrayed the Trump administration out of office. It'd be amazing if we see a total sea change in the House and in the Senate, correcting what happened in 2020. You know, America saying, hey, you know, we really respect our vote. We really care about our right to vote, and we're going to hold voter integrity to the top, and we're going to vote right, and our vote is going to count. And these polls and these numbers are going to appear correct going forward. I hope to see that, because that's what's more important. Read a little more about this. Let me see it. He added, she'll either be yet another lobbyist or maybe embarrass her family by running for president in order to save face. The warmongering fool wants to stay out of the Middle East and Afghanistan for another 19 years, wants to stay in the Middle East and Afghanistan for another 19 years, but doesn't consider the big picture of Russia and China. See, that's another angle. I mean, to me, the Biden's, the Republicans, the Democrats are the children of the party, the children of government. You know, they talk a big game, but they're not gonna show up to the fight. They tease you with things, with no bills, no real policy. The Republicans are the adults, whether you like them or not. You know, they handle foreign policy a lot better. They call a spade, at least over the last 4 years. And you know, I'm telling you, we had a leader, a George Patton type leader that was really going through speaking truth to power, and truth hurts. You know, we have a media apparatus all on one side, fighting against that, or what you want to call the status quo, pushing back, trying to keep what they have going. You know, if they keep speaking a false over and over again, you know, eventually becomes truth. Like I said, you don't care. You live your life, so you're naturally going to wake up with some disdain or hate for someone who, if they keep telling you to hate him, they keep telling you he's this and that and all the other, the worst thing since whatever. You know, you're gonna start hating that same person. It's gaslighting. But you gotta think what you want to think. But by observation, what I've witnessed over the past 4 years, which is a great assault on our Constitution, a right to protest, a right to free speech. We've been manipulated and things being reported to us from a one-sided angle, a deceptive angle, to get you to believe something. We've seen the administration be spied upon in our face. We've seen a judicial system be attacked. We've seen a FISA court be lied to. We've seen people, you know, no pun intended, trumped up charges, not even related to an election, not even related to spying. We've seen 2 acquittals, over 2 impeachments, $20 million in investigation funds wasted. And some of these FBI officials are still on national TV talking and running their mouths. Some of these people are still writing these salacious blogs that are false, these editorials that are inconsistent or manipulative or wrong, with half-assed corrections, and we take it and we believe it every single day. So we got to call it out. We got to get knowledgeable. We got to get ourselves informed. So we go out and vote in 2022. We're ready to go. But let me show you how they continue to attack each other's young leaders. This is a war. This is a regular season. Let's click on that Matt Gaetz article real quick. The last one on the end. There you go. You guys probably, I don't know, you guys probably don't know. Those who follow politics, who watch this like on a daily basis, this is a bomb. Let me read the article real quick. Bombshell letter. Gates paid for sex with minor, Wingman says. Now, this is to me something that's formulating. This is how you get this is like the art or the chess pieces or the finer piece of how to get a congressional or senatorial person, out of office or unelectable. You smear them as much as possible. And this article here is to me a smear campaign, or an attempted one. Now, whether you agree with people paying off someone playing off young girls to keep quiet, or how you feel about men dating or having sex with not children, but women. I don't know what's the threshold. Okay, I know I'm like, oh shit. Hey, what's the threshold? How can I ask this question? Is 18 18 too young for like an adult to date?
I mean,
or is it 19, 20 like young college, or like if you like if you're 30, can you date an 18-year-old?
I mean, I'd say yes, only because legally, yes.
So legally, that's enough, but you wouldn't do it per se yourself.
I
mean, I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, I can't put you that close. What if she's beautiful? You just like, hey, I don't want to go there. But like we do want our leaders to uphold a certain standard, and so I mean, that'll be your opinion when you vote in office. Whether or not you want to vote for someone based on, hey, I read this article and it's very salacious. He's dating young women. Then this article is saying that he dated that he had sex with a 17-year-old. Okay, now when you read of course that's deplorable in my opinion. When you read this article though, they're going through and they're talking about how the middleman, like his communication about Matt Gaetz allegedly doing this stuff. Now Matt Gaetz probably, I don't know if he's denied it or not, but I mean just kind of going through the process of
Mm-hmm.
how Matt Gaetz name came up involved in this, and but what's interesting is, I'll just read the first two paragraphs, and we'll go to the bottom. A confession letter written by Joel Greenberg in the final months of the Trump presidency claimed that he and close associate Rep. Matt Gaetz paid for sex with multiple women as well as a girl who was 17 at the time. On more than one occasion, this individual was involved in sexual activities with several other girls and congressmen from Florida's 1st Congressional District and myself. Now, from time to time, gas money or gifts, rent, or paid or partial tuition payments were made to several of these girls, including the individual who was not yet 18. I did see the acts occur firsthand, and Venmo transactions, cash apps, and other payments were made to these girls on behalf of the congressman. Now that paragraph alone and that kind of talk will make you look negative at the congressman and say, man, this guy is unethical. He shouldn't be one of our leaders in Congress. And so again, if you go through the article, if you scroll down a little bit more, Malik, as you go through the article, you see Roger Stone's and him from Donald Trump, so he's mixed in this too. They highlight some of the conversations they had back and forth between Stone and Greenberg, and they highlight how Matt Gaetz' his name is coded as MG to kind of hide his name. All this salacious talk to kind of let you know this is a nefarious situation going. There's something serious. And as you continue to read the article, and as you go. They can you talk about how he paid them to pay girls to keep quiet. Now these girls that they're paying to keep quiet, according to Matt Gaetz, they're all 18 and up. Even though, like I said, that's still kind of a young threshold. But if you come down to the bottom, actually, no, go back up. You keep going. Keep going. Okay, now go back up a little bit more. Okay, now I guess Greenberg was pardoned by Trump for something he did. In agreement to pardon, Greenberg wrote multiple drafts of a confession letter. Daily Beast obtained 2 typed versions of a handwritten and an early handwritten copy of the letter. Certified forensic documents examined the record that basically blah 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 that the letters are in fact written by Greenberg. Now, in those letters, scroll down a little bit more. In those letters, Greenberg detailed his relationship with Gaetz. He confessed to paying young women for sex, and he claimed that he, Gaetz, and others had sex with a minor they believed to be 19 at the time. He claimed that he, Gaetz, and others had sex with a minor they believed to be 19 at the time. Greenberg said he learned that she was underage on September 4th of 2017 by anonymous tip, and then he contacted Gaetz. So Gaetz didn't know. Gaetz at the time thought the person was 19 years old. She apologized. She recognized that by lying about her age, she endangered many people. There was no further contact with this individual after her 18th birthday. After she reached her age, a legal consent in Florida, Greenberg reestablished contact with her. As Daily Beast reported, about 5 months after her 18th birthday, Gaetz sent Greenberg $900 in 2 Venmo transactions, one titled Test and the other titled Hit Up Blank. The blank contained a nickname for this girl, and Greenberg paid her and 2 other women a total of $900 about 6 hours later. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. Like I said, he thought the lady was 19 at the time. Now he's paying her hush money because he's an elected official. He wants to keep his job. But this is a category being caught slipping. It really is, right? You are a congressman. You are a politician. You know about this shit. Now, you know you're also a little bit of a rock star, so you know you're going to have girls come your way, and it's easy access. But why walk that red line? Why walk that 18 to 17, 19 line? Man, there's some fine 27-year-olds out here. 25, 28. What's wrong, man? Your game ain't tight enough to spit game to them? Is that what it is? You got to get the youngins? You get all that talk on the podium. Tell us about water crises and pandemics and shit. But when it comes to getting ass, you freeze up and got to go young? You walking that line? They all do it. Emos to Witness. Hit that like, subscribe button. Again, like I told you, live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like my page. Website coming soon. You know, this is the Emos to Phil show. Like I said, what the fuck I look like? You see? So like I said, I want to hold all these politicians accountable. Not just Democrats and Republicans. All of them. Even like I said, even in the social realm. Even in our corporate industries. We touch on everybody who wants to speak truth to power to us. Try to sway us. Let's see what their intentions are. Let's be better informed as a citizen base. So, you know, this article, like I said, I want to highlight, you know, this is a regular season in politics. It's war games. You know, they're trying to take out each of their young leaders, and this is another way to do it. You have little hit pieces, little editorials, but you got to read between the lines. You know, okay, man, the man thought she was 19 at the time. That's what we were told. But you still paying her off, and we know why. And see, if I'm a politician, I'm letting all that out. I'm letting all that shit fly. I'm at the campaign headquarters. I'm at the podium. I'm in the news. I'm telling you why I did it. I'm like, look, man, I thought she was 19. Okay, why I did it. I wanted some loving. That's why I'll be so candid about it. But I wanted some loving. It was a think about your boy in Florida. We don't hear from him anymore because he didn't do it right. My man, Andrew Gilliam. Where you at now? He was in Florida with a gay escort. You know? He lied and said he was at a wedding and that he got drunk and one thing led to another. He's getting greased up, massaged by, you know. Is that what you want to do, man? Yeah, you can knock yourself out. But just be open. Just tell him. Don't tell him that you went to, what the motherfucker said he went to rehab for COVID or some shit or just made some dumb shit up. And we ate that shit up. He'll be back in 2 years on somebody's platform, run for office or campaign or on CNN, you know, do some kind of debate. You know? But you could have been running for governor still, man. You could have had a second run at it, you know? But you didn't want to tell people how you get down with the get down. It's Freestyle Friday here at the Emos to Witness show. I don't want to touch on a little bit of everything. I didn't really get too much on COVID like I wanted to. But maybe we lead off on that on Monday. Because like I said, there's a lot of double talk, man. A lot of things going on. I think they want to get ready to start opening up the testing to children, you know. And I think, you know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, man, but it seems like when the government, when big policy is trying to sway the masses, we get a little build up, don't we? You know, 2 kids died of the virus recently, the last couple of days, this past week. Simultaneously, they want us to open up the vaccine to children, the testing for them, the testing phase. So this one starts getting real serious, man. 'Cause this is when the parents got to make decisions like, you know, that don't really involve them, but that involve their loved ones, involve their offspring. You know, that's when it starts getting real serious. It got serious when we try to get our kids in schools, which is much needed. That debate. But now here comes the big portion. We start putting them shots in our children. Are we ready to do that? You know, is it going to be a requirement? It appears so, because they're about to make a requirement to travel without the vaccine. You can't go nowhere. That's about to happen. So we'll keep touch base on that. We'll keep watching out for these things. We'll keep monitoring it, and we'll keep trying to inform you guys what's going on in this crazy world of ours. And hopefully we can fix it for the better for our future. You know, I want you guys to have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday with some more news for you. And I want you guys to just love each other and stay vigilant and try to bridge that gap. Let's be unified, y'all. Emos to Witness. And I'm out.